What's going on, Z Nation, and welcome to another edition of ZSPN. I'm your host, Zaid here, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers' first preseason game of the 2019 and 2020 season against the Golden State Warriors. I just want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about what I saw in the game, especially in the first quarter leading to the second. What we saw from Anthony Davis, LeBron, and just the chemistry of the team. And I just want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about it. But before anything, like always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff. And guys, like always, please be sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN. It's the official page for this channel, ZSPN, on YouTube. And also follow me on Twitter at ZSPN_sports on Twitter. Now, my thoughts and my opinions about what I saw from the first preseason game. Obviously, I just want to put this out there. It is the preseason game. So, obviously, it doesn't count. But basically, we are just seeing how the Lakers play as a unit, the chemistry, and obviously, tonight's game was something special. I mean, I really was just basically, guys, there's no words to describe how so much excitement for this Lakers team. I mean, you know, from Anthony Davis, I mean, averaging 23 points and 10 rebounds. I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, if we can get that out of him all the time, I mean, he was like the leading force of the team, tonight. And obviously the Lakers, they played very good defensively. I mean, I really impressed of how great defense they've been playing. And honestly, there's a lot of physicality in there, which we really lacked last season. But, it was a much different team back then. And plus, it's very hard to say what was the difference between last season and this season. But so far, I'm really liking what I saw from this Lakers team so far, especially from the first quarter. And in the first quarter with Anthony Davis, I mean, he was just a leading guy for the Los Angeles Lakers, in this first game of the preseason. And, honestly, guys, there's a reason why that he is the, top five best player in the league right now, and ranked with LeBron and Steph Curry and Kawhi, you name them. I mean, he's on that list of the top 5, top 10 best players in this league right now. And honestly, I'm just so happy that he's a Los Angeles Laker. Just seeing how he played and rebounding, especially rebounding. I mean, grabbing those offensive rebounds, and there's times when he was shooting threes, and that's something that we want out of Anthony Davis. I mean, even before the game ever started, he even mentioned that LeBron and the rest of the team, he wants Anthony Davis to be the finisher. He wants to be the guy, the number one guy on the team, and LeBron would be the second. And even though LeBron averaged 15 points, and obviously, hopefully, we're not going to see that type of average from him, because he's fighting for to compete for a championship this season. And there's been some rumors that he is in the mention of MVP, so we could potentially see him average around 20 and 8 this season. So hopefully we can see that from him this season. And obviously, it's just the preseason, so we should not overreact of how LeBron James played, because we saw some glimpse. We saw him playing a point guard at times, and actually it was mostly in the first quarter. I mean, he was there, for being that floor general out there tonight. And we saw some glimpse also from Rondo. I mean, he's been shooting threes, so we can expect to see him shooting threes an occasional type of game at times. So we could potentially see a lot of shooting from, Rondo. And honestly, when we saw we saw a glimpse of Danny Green. I mean, he was showing a lot of defense out there, and some shooting threes at also. I mean, he's one of those type of players that you just pass the ball to and he shoots. I mean, that's the best thing about him. I mean, you pass the ball, he shoots it. That's his best thing about him, and obviously he showed that tonight. And I had to give a lot of credit to Avery Bradley. I mean, he showed a lot of defense also. He was very aggressive when it came to, matching up with Steph Curry. And obviously, he's the man of his word when it comes to him playing more defensively. And, with him losing that weight over the summer, I believe it was over the summer, he said something about he lost some weight, but, I think it's really paying off. And obviously, he's shown a lot of defense and aggressiveness out there against, Steph Curry and the plethora of other players on the Golden State Warriors. So kudos to him also. But let's talk about the bench real quick. Obviously, we saw some glimpse of, Dwight Howard. Obviously, he showed up at times. I mean, I was very surprised. I mean, that's something that we all expect that Dwight Howard to do, okay? To grab those rebounds and play defensive, aggressive defense and be physical out there. So obviously, I believe last time I checked, I think he had maybe 12, maybe 9 points, and I believe last time I checked, I think he had 9 rebounds. Maybe it's more than that, but that was the last time I checked in the fourth quarter how much he had. But that's something that we all want from Dwight Howard. I mean, the guy just grab those rebounds and play aggressive defense, and also be aggressive out there, and which we saw from him tonight. And he's been showing that during training camp. I mean, like I said in my last video, when it came to that, Frank Vogel just loves the physicality from Dwight Howard. So I hope he keeps that up, and hopefully, stays healthy at the same time. So, kudos to him out there tonight. But other than that, I mean, most of throughout the third and fourth quarter, there were like second units. Most of them were like role players and players who are on a two-way contract, who will bounce back to the South Bay Lakers, and at times will play for the Lakers at times, but, still remains to be seen about that. We saw a glimpse of, Alex Caruso, so far, good playmaker. We saw a glimpse of that. But so far, guys, I am loving this Lakers team. And, when it's all said and done, I mean, this Lakers team are competing for not just the playoffs, but for a championship this season. Okay, this is their year, because anything can change potentially the next season. But I don't want to predict what will happen. But this is the year. This is the year for the Los Angeles Lakers to basically go into the season, have one goal in mind, and that is to win a title. And judging by this first game of the preseason, we could expect this type of team, this aggressive, this defense, in the beginning, and so far the offense, and because at the end of the first quarter, they were like up by 30, like 31-19 last time I checked. So if they lead that quick, they could potentially, when it comes to second and third quarters type of games, they can just, manage the score, and obviously end up potentially, winning games for us. And that's something that we lacked last season, but that was just a much different season. There were young guys. This is a bunch of young veterans, and obviously once Kyle Kuzma comes back from that injury that he suffered during the USA games in the in a couple months ago, we could potentially see him a little glimpse of Kyle Kuzma showing his ability to play alongside LeBron and Anthony Davis, because that chemistry between LeBron and Anthony Davis is something special. And obviously they shown that in the first quarter and in this game. And obviously it was just something to really admire, and hopefully the Lakers keep this momentum up, and hopefully we can see this potentially becoming something special. And I just really can't wait to see how much at a higher level they could potentially be once the regular season begins. So guys, please comment down below. Give me your thoughts about the Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors in their first preseason game of the 2019 and 2020 season. What you liked about the Lakers. Did you guys think that Anthony Davis was, was just dominant in this game? And do you guys expect more out of him? And do you guys think that there's somebody in mind that maybe you think should improve more during the training camp leading to the regular season? Please comment down below. Give me your thoughts about it. I mean, so far, guys, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Obviously, the Lakers are playing good defense, offense as well. They're playing aggressively. And so far, the shootings, it was just a huge win for the Lakers management in the offseason by getting solid shooters, from Danny Green to Troy Daniels. I mean, we saw a glimpse of him shooting threes in the third and fourth quarter. I mean, he showed up as well. So far, we could expect more shootings from this Lakers team, and especially from players who, like Rajon Rondo, who, there's occasion that he is going to shoot the basket at times. So expect that to happen in the regular season. So I just really can't wait for Lakers basketball to finally return to the NBA, and hopefully we see more wins and better records. And hopefully the Lakers just keep their goal in mind to not just reach the playoffs, but also achieve for a championship in 2020. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, and please guys show me some love by subscribing to the channel and commenting down below. Please give me your thoughts about this preseason game against the Golden State Warriors. I mean, obviously, it's just a preseason, so it doesn't really count for anything. But, it's just something to really have a visual mind of what to expect from this Lakers team, and obviously which player played better than the other. I mean, it kind of depends on how they play, and it kind of gives us an idea of who's going to start, who's going to be the backups. So it's just something to keep in mind. And obviously, it's just the preseason, so even if they lose a game, it's just something to to look at, when it comes to how they play, when it comes to like how their chemistry is. And at the end of the day, we're just looking how this team is going to look when it comes to the regular season. And obviously, the main game, it is that first game of the regular season, and that is against the LA Clippers. So it's something to just have a better understanding of. And honestly, from this first game, there's a lot of promise in this team, and I just really can't wait for Lakers basketball to return to the NBA once the regular season starts. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe. Make sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Twitter at ZSPN_sports. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy.